Hey guys, welcome to my channel. I'm Greg. I am gonna go over the cryptocurrency market. Let you guys know my opinion on it. And we all know what the deal is. Public enemy number one is crypto in the public. So the normies, normal everyday people are going, it's all going to zero. Right? It's all going to zero. To repeat these patterns. But I have some news for you guys that I was looking at Bitcoin here. Let me go to a lower time frame. Why do I have seconds on there? I don't ever use seconds. Let me go to a lower time frame chart here on Bitcoin. And here's the deal, guys, with Bitcoin. All right, Bitcoin is not a store of value. Rule number one, Bitcoin is not a store of value. Anybody who's high profile and gets on there and tells you that an asset is a store of value when it drops 75 to 88, maybe even 90% every, I don't know, 3 years, something like that, possibly. And they're actually going to get on there and talk about how it's a store of value. And people sit there and believe it. Really? Really? Yeah. Next time somebody tells you that, go look at the long-term chart of Bitcoin. Take a look at that. So maybe if Bitcoin goes off and let's say it does this Kathy Wood moonshot by 2030 up to $1 million. I mean, think about it, guys. Like, that's all bullshit what she said. Like, think about it. You think she did some sort of analysis and she came up with $1 million 2030? She's doing that for like attention. She's like most women. What's attention? She's smart. I'll give her credit. She's smarter than me. Yeah, she's got a lot more money than me. So I'll give her credit. She's smarter than me and she's a woman. But look, think about it. Think about it. Look at the round numbers. 1 million in 2030. It's like, it sounds like a novel, guys. It sounds like a book. So just take it with a grain of salt. Now, I'll give her credit. She knows how to pick some stocks, it seems like, and some other assets. It seems like she's got a pretty decent track record. That's not bad. But like, oh yeah, Bitcoin's going to $1 million by 2030. All right. Yeah, it sounds like the world's going to end in 2012, guys. Think about it. Right? Let's be real here. Now could it go there? Could it do that? It could. But I'm just saying, guys, like, think about it. Like all this little cliche stuff, just to get attention in media. A lot of this stuff is being said to get attention. So like if I came out and I go, oh, guys, you know what? Hey, Greg here with 200 followers, and Bitcoin is going to go to 5 million by 2030. Look, it's on my chart. I can show it to you. You see this moonshot right here? Right. The people would laugh at it and they wouldn't believe it. But if it's Raoul Paul or some other Garrett Soloway, some other guy, then they believe it. You see how it works, guys? You see how it works? So, but Bitcoin is gonna go down. All right. So let's get back to business. Let's talk about some things. Everybody in the United States, I hope you had a great Thanksgiving. And most everybody at this point gained five pounds, right? You gained 5 pounds. It's time to go back on the diet. All right. So at the end of the day, you can have some times where you can indulge a little bit with men and women. Everybody in the United States needs to watch their freaking weight. This turned into beach whale country. I think we're the fattest country in the world right now. The United States supposed to be we're the land of the indulgent. So time to get back on the program. Okay. And either lose weight or maintain weight, look halfway decent. That's it. Because if you make a ton of money in the cryptocurrency market and you have millions of dollars, what's the point if you don't have your health? What's the point? You got to remember, there are people that don't have their health, and they would probably give their left nut to get their health back. Literally, they would chop it off hand it to you and say, yeah, I'll take it. You can have it. You think about that, guys. Or if you're not doing so well, or if you have depression, next time you see somebody that needs to use a wheelchair for the rest of their life, and he put things in perspective for you. If you're still ambulatory and can walk around and have your health. So that's just something to think about. That's just how I see it sometimes, guys. It's just, you got to do a reality check on yourself. Like, oh, life is so bad. Bitcoin keeps going down, blah, 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 right? I can't make any money in the bear market, or I lost money in the bear market. Well, next time, go to one of those places where the people are, they're in a wheelchair all the time. Not old people, just everyday people. I see them all over the place. Or turn on the YouTube and look at it. Go look at somebody has diabetes, doesn't know what the hell they're doing. They go to the doctor, they have their bones exposed in their feet, and they keep drinking Cokes. And they're wondering what's going on. Look at that. There's no hope for some people like that. So anyhow, back to business. Sorry about that. I went off on a tangent. Here we go with Bitcoin. I'm looking at this wave, and this wave is not good news for Bitcoin, guys. I don't think so. It's not the bottom. I don't think so. And Bitcoin's going to continue to go down. I'll give you my perspective. Worst case, decent case, best case scenario for Bitcoin. Okay. Let's take a look. So here's the short-term time frame for Bitcoin. Okay, guys. It went up into this wave. Now that this wave has developed, this is a 3-wave move. It looks like 5, but it's a 3. So an ABC, and it came back around. Here's your other ABC. That's why it just came down just below this other wave, because it's actually in a correction. Okay. So I'm going to go over the best case scenario right now with you. And now it's probably going to do this over here. More than likely, it could be done, or it might go back up. If it does do this over here, I'm in some trades where I will exit out of everything probably right here. Okay. So I'll go ahead and take this exit on everything, depending on what it gets up to. So I'm going to exit out on all my trades, everything. Probably, I'm not going to exit out of all my Bitcoin, but I'll probably exit out of, I would say probably 50% of my Bitcoin position right here. Okay. So I entered in here on some Bitcoin, and then I had some Bitcoin at 18. I think it was 18. What was it? 17, something like that over here. Okay. So you see on this position with my Bitcoin, that whole period of time, this was painful. I guess you could say like 6 months. I'll break even and I'll make a gain on that Bitcoin. But then I sold that Bitcoin. So then I'll have a little bit of Bitcoin left, and I'll just keep that. So a small position, I'm okay with that. And then my Ethereum, I'll exit out. The alts that I'm in, on some positions, I'll exit out if perhaps it does that. Okay. That's what I think it's going to do, guys. And that's what I think would be the best deal, because what Bitcoin is doing here, this is the best case scenario, is that's your W, your 3-wave move, and it'll be another 3, your WXY move. Okay. So that's what I think is probably going to be going on with Bitcoin. And the best case is it is going down here like this. So you can take your wave. Here's your 3rd wave peak, and that's your 5th of the 3rd. So you have a 1, 2, 3, and it'll be a 4 like so, and then down for a 5. Okay. To say 13 like that. So then now you take it on the daily chart. It looks like it's huge, but 4th waves do get that big. And now you can see 1, 2, 3, 4, and then down for 5. If you take a look at it on the daily chart, it doesn't look so bad. But when a wave goes that deep like that, that's a pretty serious wave right there. And then it bounces real high, okay, into that initial 4th wave bounce when they're going down like that. And then it just goes like this, and it's going back up, and then it's going to come back down here. That is the best case scenario for that, for Bitcoin. Let me go back to where I was here and give me some visibility on the daily. I don't need it on weeks and months. Sorry about that. So back over here like that, guys. So you can see now here the wave is on it, and it'll look like a decent impulse wave like so. Okay. Now here in the daily, down here in the RSI, it might take it some time and get this up a little bit higher, but it's actually in the RSI, on the daily, it's still in an area where it can do a pretty decent dump. Okay. If you want to do a trade and it does get up there like that. So here we are on the RSI. Let me put this back down. I'll show you. And it does pull itself up there like that into that wave. That would be a nice little short entry if you want to do that, either on Bitcoin and maybe even Ethereum if you want to do that short trade back down to here. But that's going to be the best case scenario. Now, the worst case, the even worst case scenario is that this whole thing right here is going to be going down like so to the 11,000, 12,000 area. All right. Don't know what's going to be playing out. I do think this is a three-way move. Okay. And if this is a three-way move, then this has to be some sort of C leg. And if this is a C leg, then it just has a fifth wave to do right here, guys. It just has that fifth wave to get down there. But you know, it's a lot of confusion. So with this wave, let me go to the daily and I'll show you guys something right here on Bitcoin. So here's the wave structure. And this is all like anomaly that makes no sense at all. So if you see, so if you go right here, I'll show you guys something. This is how the waves work. So if you take the time, I'm going to take the time right there to the top, to the bottom of that wave, to the top of that wave. And you can see more or less, this is about 60, 68, 66, 67 days for that to complete. If you take this next correction to the upside and you take a look at that, you see it's about 60, maybe 62 days. So you see how the time is related to this right here. So there's a relationship to that. And then if you take the time on this wave right here, okay, like just like so, about 72 days. And then you take the time on this wave, and it's about 82 days. So you see the time is related to that. Now there's this wave, and this wave has already taken 100 days. Okay. So the time is getting much longer than this wave Okay. So I am pretty sure for Bitcoin that this is a wave sequence that nobody expected. It is it's a W, it's an X, and then it's a Y, it's an X, and it's coming down for a Z. Okay. That's the really the last thing. The reason I say that is because this is a three-wave move. So I'm going to break this down for you guys. This is a three-wave move right here on Bitcoin, okay? You can see right here, I show you in the 4-hour chart. Now let me go to an 8-hour. I'll show you guys on that wave up there. Okay. This wave, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then it swung back up, and you can see 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, a deep fifth wave sell-offs. Okay. You can't get like a 5, 5, 5, which would be an impulse move. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So this is an ABC move. Okay. It's an A, B, C, a 5, a 3, and a 5. Okay. So if that's the case with that wave up top, I'll show you guys how these waves work. And this all has to do with the bottom for Bitcoin is that this is, if this is an ABC, a three-wave move, this has to be a three-wave move. And it looks like a nice three-wave move. I know there's a lot of people are going to count it a 5-wave move, but it's not. It's a three-wave move. Okay. That's a three-wave move. Then down here has to be some sort of three-wave move. Okay. You can't have 3, 5, 3. It's going to be 3, 3, 3, or 5, 5, 5. There's no way around it. That doesn't switch like that. Only in a flat, and that's obviously not a flat. Okay. So with that, and then the time is getting a little bit longer over here. So this area for Bitcoin is all new, an anomaly. I guess you could say it wasn't expected type of thing. I guess it's kind of how the bottoms form sometimes for an asset like this. And you can see this in some other smaller altcoins where there was a nice wave that went up on some altcoins, okay, like this. And there's some weak altcoins that instead of maintaining that low, so the altcoin went up into a 5-wave sequence, and you would think a nice 3-wave pullback. But what some altcoins actually did is they broke that sequence. Okay, so here we go. Let me go back and I'll show you guys something right here. So it broke that sequence and it came back down and broke the low over here on that sequence. Okay, and doing that, and I think that's what happened with Bitcoin, guys, in a way. So it was here, and then you could say the FTX scenario is just finishing it off. And the FTX is worse. Some people are saying it's worse than Mount Gox. I haven't looked into Mount Gox too much, but so they say. So some people are saying just on money and the amount of people that lost money and the amount and everything, it's worse than Mount Gox. So it kind of makes sense that it had this this kind of uncharacteristic wave that's kind of out of sequence with these other two waves here. So where's it going to end up? All right. Like I said, worst case scenario is that this wave is going to be as big. Let's just go like this, like that. Let's go all the way down the bottom. Worst case scenario down here to like 11,000. Okay. So, and if Bitcoin, let me go, I'm just going to stay on the daily. If Bitcoin is going to be getting down to say 8,000, to me, this whole thing is not going to look good at all. I know there's a lot of talk of it getting down to 8,000. Now, can it get down there? It could, but I would like to see a 3-wave swing up and then have it swing down. I don't want to see Bitcoin down there. I think it's going to be not a very good investable asset on the medium term time frame for Bitcoin. So like now you're talking about a wave. Let's say, what is this? Here's 8,000 or 9,000. Now you're talking about a wave. Here's your W wave. Here's your X wave. The wave should not be longer than this wave, in my opinion. So you have a wave like that, you can move it down, and there it is. Yeah, okay, if it's the same length of wave as that wave up there, the Y wave, the Z wave down here, that is 9,000. The issue that I have with that, guys, is that it's a break in the structure. So let me go back to a weekly chart, and that's not going to be a healthy look for Bitcoin, guys. You look at the overall picture on these waves that's going up, and now it's coming up here, and this retrace all the way down here, like it's going to look like an altcoin, like an altcoin. You're looking at it going, oh my gosh, look at it. And that's not going to be an area that I'm going to be buying Bitcoin, not for me. So is it going to go down that far? I don't, the issue with this is that I posted on Twitter about a video. It was from Glassnode talking about like how the whales, the long-term holders over here, and the whales that are in this area, say, let's say their whale that bought here at say 3,600 right here in this area. Okay. This is the issue that I have with that. This is the issue. They bought in this area, and right now they're probably pretty comfortable with their position, but like once it gets down in this area, if let's say it's like at 13,000, there's 13,000. Now it's getting down to 8,000, 9,000. You're talking about a 20 to 25% loss on this position right here. Okay. You have to think of it like that. So it's up there, and then it's down below all these support areas right here, guys, that, now it turns into resistance. It's just not going to be a healthy look. I won't be buying Bitcoin down here. I won't be buying Bitcoin. As a matter of fact, if it's down to that area, I'm going to say that probably Bitcoin is not going to be, I mean, obviously it's still going to be a decent asset, but it's just not going to look healthy with the monthly RSI down that low. You know, I'm going to be questioning it, going like, is it resetting the whole cycle? What, you know, what is going on? You really have to evaluate that at that point, guys. So it's the way I see it with Bitcoin. I'm not trying to be negative here. You really want to see Bitcoin. Okay, best case scenario. Here's what I'm doing. Best case scenario. Let me go to an 8-hour chart, and I'll show you guys an 8-hour chart is that this is going to be a fifth wave. Okay, and these fifth waves can go pretty deep. Okay, they can go pretty deep. That fifth wave can have a serious sell-off. And you can have, let's say on this fifth wave, you can have a wick all the way down to here. You can have a wick just like that. This fifth wave can get real long, guys. It can. You can have a fifth wave sell-off and everybody just gets scared. So the deal is everybody's scared. You have long-term holders of Bitcoin are scared. You have everybody is terrified. They're running for the gates. They're getting their stuff off exchanges. And there's a potential, I think, for a fifth wave sell-off with a wick all the way down to those areas. And best case scenario, what you're going to want to see is that get sucked back up. But people are absolutely terrified of this. People are leaving crypto. They don't want to hear about it. The public thinks it's all a scam right now. There's people that have been in the crypto space are just calling it a scam right now. The sentiment is like the worst it's ever been. People are giving up. They're throwing in the towel. They're done with it. They hate it. They don't want to hear about crypto anymore. They think it's all going to zero. But this is what I think. This is the most likely thing that I think could happen. And there's going to be a fifth wave, one more fifth wave sell-off. That's what I would like to see. And you actually can get wicks all the way down there. So I'm going to show you what fifth waves can do, guys. You had one in here, but just like up here. Okay, 1, 2, you see your 3, it went up into a fourth, and look at that, sell off, sell off, sell off. That's one example. Here's another one right here, 1, 2, 3, 4, and here's your fifth wave sell off. Another good example of what happens in the fifth wave sell offs. They happen in the third waves, and they happen in the fifth waves. The fifth of the fifth and the third of the fifth. Is go look at Alluvium's chart. Alluvium is a good example of that. And that can happen right here. And going to have that and go all the way down just like that, probably, or something like that. They could really, really do that, guys. So, I mean, if you're all into Bitcoin and you think it's the future, I mean, let's get real here. People always talk about it. They're in it for the tech. And, you know, to me, it just gets old. People are not here for the tech. People are here for the money, period. Okay? Money answers everything, period. If there's ever a problem in people's lives, money will temporarily solve it, even though there's issues still there, but money will always solve it. But people are not here for the tech. That's the cover. Oh, I think this is going to be a great coin, or this is going to be great technology. Therefore, people will adopt it, and people will adopt it. Therefore, that means the price or asset will appreciate, and then they will make money at the end of the day. That's why people are here, because Bitcoin is going to make them money. Personally, me, I think Ethereum is going to be a better deal than Bitcoin in the long term. It just has more uses than Bitcoin does, way more uses. All those scam coins that people come out with, they need Ethereum even to come out with those scam coins. And there's a lot of them out there. The network effect with Ethereum. So I would personally, that's just me, I would be focused on, if you want to have more of a longer term outlook with the cryptocurrency market in the space, I would be looking at Ethereum. I would be going more heavy in Ethereum. That's what I would do, because I think it's going to be just a better deal long term when it comes to price appreciation. You know, I'm not going to get on here and talk to you about how the technology of this coin is so much better. Are they out there? You know, Matic looks really, really good. It's getting a lot of adoption. And but you know, look at Matic though. I mean, Matic is nothing without Ethereum. It's nothing. Like Ethereum's gone, Matic is gone. So that's how I see it. Like, you can't really say that about Bitcoin. You can a little bit, but you know, the only thing it has going for it is the decentralization. I'll give Bitcoin credit there. You know, there's no, it's not a CEO coin, but If Bitcoin is at 8,000, guys, 9,000, it goes down there, I'll be disappointed in Bitcoin. Okay? A break of structure. That's just my take on it. Now, that's not to say that's negative, but that's not to say that the other assets, like Ethereum, like a Matic, like whatever other coin that may be out there you're taking a look at that has a decent wave structure, or Quant as an example. You're going to get more price appreciation in a Quant, probably in a Matic, in an Ethereum, or even in Binance coin. I mean, you got to give some of the exchanges credit. I don't know, about Binance, if it's treasuries and things are looking good, but the fact of the matter is that's actual business. It's an exchange. It actually makes money with exchanges. I don't know if it's leveraging. You'd have to go look. Are they doing leverage plays and stuff like that, putting the whole ecosystem at risk? Don't know. I'd have to check into that, but maybe you can't really truly find that out. But somebody should ask CZ, are you doing leverage trades? It would be really nice to know if he's doing leverage trades, leveraging himself up. He's doing a little bit of it by putting in his treasury, the reserve fund type thing that he has, and he has Binance coin in there mostly, I think what it was. That Willie Woo posted about that like 1 or 2 years ago. So I'm going to check into that too. But that's what I'm looking at. Best case. So remember this. Best case scenario for Bitcoin is that this is the wave. That's a 2. Here's the 3. Okay, so that's the lowest peak in the RSI. It's coming up for a 4, and there will be a 5th wave thrust. Okay, that'll keep going and going and going in fear. Okay, this will be fear, all fear, because everybody is afraid, and it can go all the way down here and have that fifth wave thrust. So if you're in Bitcoin, you want to have some orders. You want to have orders down there, okay? It can happen. I will say that can happen. Now, if it does get down to these areas, you're going to want to see this get sucked back up. You want to see it get sucked all the way back up if that happens, okay, guys? You want to see that. What's the time frame for something like this? Honestly, right now, I think realistic is going to be January. So Bitcoin is not going to bottom somewhere between January. It could be as late as March, maybe even April. But right now, I'm looking at January, guys. If you made it all the way to the end, do me a huge favor. Drop a like. Hit the subscribe button. Peace.